Yes, the recording is started. You can write your roll numbers now. Right. So, good morning. Today we will discuss about the instruction set, but before that, we will try to understand the different SFRs XPSR that we have. Then we have three different interrupt masking registers and control register, right? And then we will move ahead with the instruction set, right? So before I proceed, I'll show you the syllabus so that you will understand where we are right now. I guess the screen is visible. This is modified syllabus of Internet of Things, right? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So I'll quickly tell you what are the things we have discussed so far and what are the things remaining. So in section 1, unit 1, we have discussed completely introduction, different components, embedded system, sensors, communication system, cloud. This thing we have completed. Then we have studied this embedded system in a second unit. In that we studied different components, various characteristics, like microcontroller based embedded system, Linux based embedded system, right? So various IDs that are used in embedded development. This thing we have studied, right? So after that, actually, in a section second, after unit 2, we have studied this section 2, unit 4, right? Communication technologies for IoT. In that, we have studied basic communication technologies like BLE, Zigbee, then Wi-Fi, and RFID, along with their architecture, characteristic, limitation, power consumption, etc. Right now, we recently we have started. We have discussed this unit 3. We started with this unit 3, and almost we came across this point, right? Block diagram we have studied, register, memory map, right? So today's agenda is instruction set. This is what I want to focus, but before that we should know the flag registers, or you can say the special function registers that we have in a Cortex M3, right? I guess you are aware of special function register in microcontrollers, in maybe in embedded system in 8051, LPC 2148. You might have seen this status register, right? So what is the use of that status register? It actually having different flags, right? So flag means different indications, right? So after execution of certain task, after execution of some process, it will generate some result, and based on status of that result, the flags are set or reset. This is what called as a status register. It simply indicates the status of result, right? And hence we must understand the SFR related to this status. After that, we will see the different masking registers as well, right? And control register also, because somewhere I told you there are three interrupt masking registers and one control register, right? So let us go one by one. So I will take help of this data sheet. This is what data sheet of Cortex M3 I was telling about, right? So let me open and quickly give you the introduction of this. This is what called as a M3 guide, right? I will share this M3 guide with you. This is almost around 535 pages, right? So all of them are not required. I'll tell you the page numbers which are important. On every slide I have mentioned that, like if you go if you see this slide, you will find the instruction set on page number 43, right? So page numbers are mentioned, so don't worry about it. uh, you don't have to study a complete data sheet of this Cortex M3, but I can tell you, hardly you will have to study 60 or 70 pages, so that's sufficient actually. 60 or 70 pages are to be studied very carefully. Then and only then you will get maximum mark from this topic. I told you this weightage of this topic in examination is very high. Most of the questions are being asked on this particular unit, right? So yeah, this register bank I have shown you, right? This is general purpose register, and after that special function registers, right? And I told you we will be discussing the control word formats of those special function registers. In that I told you there are three special function registers, right? In which first one is program status register. As I said just now, it will simply indicate the status of the end operation, whatever process has been carried out. No, the status will be indicated with the help of this program status register, right? After that we have interrupt mask register, in which it is divided into three parts. One is prime mask, fault mask, and base pry. And last SFR is control register, right? So let us understand one by one, but before that, yeah, let us go to the control word format of that. Yeah, special function, special register, program status register we will start with, right? Now before we proceed further, let us see two type of instructions are available here. Let me try to zoom it. See, there are two types of instructions are there. These special function registers can be accessed with the help of these two types of instructions. सो इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स अजून डिस्कस करायचे, तरी पण मी एक त्यातल्या दोन इन्स्ट्रक्शन तुम्हाला सांगतो इथं, ज्या रीड आणि राईट ऑपरेशनसाठी हेल्पफुल असतात. These two instructions are used to read and write the content of register. एखादा रजिस्टर असेल तर त्याच्यावरचे कंटेंट रीड करण्यासाठी काय इन्स्ट्रक्शन आहे आणि त्याच्यावरती कंटेंट राईट करण्यासाठी काय इन्स्ट्रक्शन आहे, right? So those two instructions are mentioned here, MSR and MRS. These are the two instructions which are used for read write operation. Now let us understand the use here. See, this is the syntax: MRS, register name, comma, special register, right? So meaning of that, what will happen after doing this? It will read the content of special register. It will read the content of special register, and where it will be copied? It will be copied to some general purpose register. It can be anything between R0 to R12. आपल्याकडे जनरल पर्पज रजिस्टर्स पण आहेत. स्पेशल रजिस्टरवरचे कंटेंट कुठं जातील? ते जनरल पर्पज रजिस्टरवरती जातील. याला म्हणायचं रीडिंग ऑपरेशन. You are reading the content of special register on general purpose register. त्या instructionला MRS असा syntax आहे. MRS means it will read special register, right? This content of special register will be copied to general purpose register. This is what reading operation is. Similar to that means exactly opposite, writing operation. Writing operation means you are going to write content of this general purpose register onto special register. Baga syntax baga, MSR special register, comma, REG. This means general purpose register. So content of general purpose register will be written to, it will be copied to special register, right? This is what writing process is. I guess it is clear. MRS means read the content from special register. MSR means write the content on special register. I repeat, MRS means read the content of special register and copy it on general purpose register. MSR means write the content to special register, right? So I guess those two instructions are clear. MRS means read the contents. MSR means write the content to special register. Any doubt in that? Any doubt? Two instructions I have discussed here, MRS and MSR. Any doubt? Am I audible? Someone please respond. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Let's see how many of you are not sleeping. Everyone unmute. Everyone unmute yourself. Everyone unmute yourself.
तुमचं तुम्ही या गाडी घेऊन गाडी घेऊन या काढून पिढून तुमची तुम्ही या गाडी तुमची तुम्ही या
Mute
गाडी
yourself.
Once again. काय
Right, so two operations I have discussed today, MRS and MSR. I told you there are two categories of register. One is general purpose register and another one is special register. So to read the content from special register, we need MRS. MRS means read special register. रीड करत असता म्हणजे त्याची व्हॅल्यू कुठंतरी आपल्याला सेव्ह करावी लागते. ती सेव्ह कुठं करणार तुम्ही? जनरल पर्पज रजिस्टर वरती. म्हणून आपल्याकडे हा सिंटॅक्स आहे, read special register, MRS register comma special register. This is what the instruction or format or syntax to read special register. After that we have writing instruction as well. So to perform write process, MSR, this will write the content to special register. Instruction is MSR special register comma register. So content of general purpose register will go to special function register, right? So these are MSR and MRS operations for reading and writing. Now let us move ahead with first special function register, that is program status register. I told you after execution of any instruction, after performing any task, the end result, based on that end result, this program status register will set or reset. The bits, different flags will be varied based on the end operation. Now it is subdivided into three groups. See, this program status register is subdivided into three groups. One is application program status register. आता हा जो program status register है, it is 32-bit register. Program status register is of 32-bit register. Some of the bits will be used by application. Some of the bits will be used by interrupt mechanism. And some of the bits are used in execution of instructions, right? So same program status register of 32-bit is treated as, sometimes it will be treated as application program status register. Sometimes it will be treated as an interrupt program status register called as IPSR. And sometimes it will be treated as execution program status register called as EPSR. Means program status register, PSR, is having these three parts, APSR, IPSR and EPSR. टोटल नंबर ऑफ बिट्स किती आहेत? 32 बिटचा रजिस्टर आहे, पण त्यातलाच एक पार्ट एपीएसआर म्हणून ओळखला जाईल. त्यानंतर काही पार्ट आयपीएसआर मध्ये असेल आणि त्यातला काही पार्ट ईपीएसआर मध्ये असेल. ठीक आहे. आता now let's see the significance of MRS and MSR. The three PSRs can be accessed together or separately. म्हणजेच काय, ह्यातले जे 32 बिट्स आहेत त्या 32 बिट्सचं डिव्हिजन मी तुम्हाला आधी दाखवतो म्हणजे लक्षात येईल. ह्या पहिल्या ज्या बिट्स आहेत, नाव दिस इज 0 to 32 bit register, right? So 0 to 31 means it's a 32-bit register. In that, last 5 bits are treated as APSR. APSR means application program status register. First 9 bits are treated as IPSR, means interrupt program status register, and in between some of the bits are called as a EPSR, right? So same 32-bit register is divided into APSR, IPSR and EPSR. ठीक आहे. आता ह्यातले जे वेगवेगळे प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर्स आहेत ते तुम्ही इंडिव्हिज्युअली ऍक्सेस करू शकता, और यू कॅन ऍक्सेस बाय रेफरिंग टू अ कम्प्लीट PSR. लेट मी टेल यू हाऊ. आता लक्षात आलं असेल की हा जो PSR आहे म्हणजे प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर आहे, याच्यामध्ये याचे जे 32 बिट्स आहेत त्या पार्ट्स मध्ये डिवाइड केलेले आहेत. त्यातला काही पार्ट असेल एपीएसआर, दुसरा पार्ट असेल आयपीएसआर आणि तिसरा पार्ट असेल ईपीएसआर. तर तुम्ही त्यांना इंडिव्हिज्युअली प्रोग्राम करू शकता किंवा कंबाइनली प्रोग्राम करू शकता. लेट मी टेल यू हाऊ. So the three PSR can be accessed together or separately. This is what important, or this is what you should note. Those three PSRs can be accessed together or separately by using special register access instruction. Just now I have told you those access special register access instructions. Read साठी असते MRS आणि write साठी असते MSR, right? So when they are accessed as in a collective item, the name used to access is XPSR. Instead of saying A, I, E, we will simply write as XPSR. X means everything. X means all. X means A, I, E. X means application, interrupt, and execution. Right? So you can read PSR using MRS. This is what I told you already. And you can change or you can write the content on that PSR by using the instruction MSR. For writing the instruction, while writing the content, MSR is the instruction. So here couple of examples are mentioned. See, these are the examples in assembly language for Cortex M3. So you should put at most concentration. MRS itself indicates that it's a reading information. It's a reading information. Now what will happen? APSR. APSR means only first this part of PSR. This complete 32-bit register. This complete 32-bit register is called as a PSR. But here a specific APSR is mentioned. Specific APSR is mentioned means only those last 5 bits are designated. समझता है? So when you execute this instruction, you have this 32-bit register R0 and you have this APSR which is having last 5 bits, right? So when you execute this instruction, the content of last 5 bits of PSR means bit number 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Those bits will be copied to R0 register in appropriate location. म्हणजे ह्या 27, 28, 29, 30 आणि 31 ह्या बिट पोझिशन सुद्धा सेम राहतील. इथले जे काही कंटेंट्स असतील ते R0 च्या त्याच बिट पोझिशनला कॉपी होतील. Are you getting? So MRS means what? Last 5 digits of PSR. That is what APSR is. APSR म्हणजे last 5 bits of PSR. Right. So last 5 bits of PSR will be copied to last 5 bits of R0 register. And how you will describe it? It will simply read the flag status into R0. जे लास्ट 5 बिट्स आहेत ते काय इंडिकेट करत असतात? फ्लॅग स्टेटस. ठीक आहे. वन मोर इन्स्ट्रक्शन टू रीड द कंटेंट. IPSR. Now I told you IPSR means first 9 bits are designated to execute the interrupt, that is called as the interrupt program register, right? So what you are doing here is MRS R0 comma IPSR means what? Only first 9 bits of this PSR register will be copied to R0. And how will you describe it? It will be reading the exception interrupt status into R0 register. Similarly, you can execute this MRS means reading operation on EPSR. Whatever bits associated with EPSR will be copied to R0 register in appropriate bit position. This is what reading operation. You can also write the contents on those registers. Let me tell you how. MSR is the instruction used to write the content on special register. Here, example is APSR. APSR means your application program status register. That is nothing but last 5 bits of PSR. आता इथं काय होईल, R0 रजिस्टर मधले शेवटचे 5 बिट्स या APSR मध्ये जातील. इट विल बी कॉपीड टू लास्ट 5 बिट्स ऑफ APSR, लास्ट 5 डिजिट्स ऑफ PSR. सो इट विल सिम्पली राईट द फ्लॅग स्टेट. हे जे आहेत ते फ्लॅग स्टेट आहेत, आणि आपण ही इन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्झिक्यूट केली तर R0 चे लास्टचे 5 डिजिट्स APSR वरती कॉपी होतील. APSR म्हणजे काय असणार आहे, बिट नंबर 27 to 21 इज कॉल्ड एज अ APSR. ठीक आहे. R0 वरचे शेवटचे 5 बिट्स या APSR मध्ये कॉपी होतील. दॅट इज नथिंग बट राईट द फ्लॅग स्टेट. I guess you understood what does it mean. Now let us understand different bits available in this control word format. आता जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं, PSR जो आहे तो 3 पार्ट मध्ये डिवाइड केलेला आहे. APSR stands for Application Program Status Register. IPSR stands for Exception or Interrupt Program Status Register. EPSR means Execution Program Status Register. Right? So they are just a part of PSR. They are part of Program Status Register. Right? So every register in Cortex M3 is 32-bit wide. All registers are 32-bit wide. And this is exception or interrupt designated bits. These are application or program status bits, and this is execution bits. So this is a partition actually. If you combine this, you will get a complete program status register, or you can call it as a combined program status register. So if you observe that, it will look like this. It will look like this. So these are 32 bits. These are 32 bits of PSR. This is what called as a XPSR. कारण हा X म्हणजे काय असणार आहे, तिथे ऍप्लिकेशन असेल किंवा इंटरप्ट असेल किंवा एक्झिक्युशन असेल. राईट. हे 3 रजिस्टर्स आपण जर कंबाईन केले तर आपल्याला ते असे दिसतील. पहिल्या 9 बिट्स एक्सेप्शन रजिस्टर, एक्सेप्शन, शेवटच्या 5 बिट्स फ्लॅग रजिस्टर, आणि मधले राहिलेले बिट्स हे एक्झिक्युशन बिट्स असतील. ठीक आहे. सो कॉमनली ऍड्रेस करायचं असेल तर APSR, सेपरेटली ऍड्रेस करायचं असेल तर APSR, IPSR आणि EPSR. कॉमनली ऍड्रेस कंबाइनली ऍड्रेस करायचं असेल तर XPSR, वेअर दिस X स्टँड्स फॉर AIE. राईट. So let us see one by one the bits involved in this. If you observe this, you have N, Z, C, V, Q, ICI, IT, T, ICI, IT, exception number. Now let us see one by one significance of those bits. N stands for negative. If the result of operation is a negative, then this flag will be set, otherwise clear. Then we have Z. Z means zero flag. If the result of operation results in 0, then this flag will be set, otherwise 0. Then next we have C. C means carry or borrow. If the operation results in carry or borrow, then this C flag will be set, otherwise clear. The next flag is V. V stands for overflow. If the result of previous operation is resulting in overflow of data, then in that case V flag will be set, otherwise clear. Then we have Q. Q stands for sticky saturation flag. If sticky saturation occurs, then this flag will be set, otherwise it will be clear. Right. One more instruction is there regarding the sticky saturation. I'll be talking on this more on this sticky saturation. When the carry or borrow is generated from lower word to higher word, then this sticky saturation occurs. Then ICT IT. This is interrupt continuable instruction bit. ICT/IT is nothing but interrupt continuable instruction bit. and after that a slash it means if then instruction bit. It is combined form of that interrupt continuable instruction bit and if then instruction status bit, right? So these are corresponds to interrupt bits. See, when you want to continue some interrupt, you have to set this. Otherwise, if you want to mask it, you have to disable this, right? So you can have if then mechanism also, right? If this interrupt is occurred, this would be executed. If this interrupt is occurred, if this exception is occurred, this thing have to be performed. So it is defined in this ICT bits. Then we have T. T stands for thumb state. It is very important. It indicates thumb state. Means what? You are having provision to switch between thumb and arm. So thumb state, this T bit is always 1 and it is trying to clear. If you are trying to clear this bit, it will cause a fault exception. Fault exception केव्हा ऑकर होईल? हे टी जे आहे ते ऑलवेज 1 असेल, त्याला जर तुम्ही क्लिअर केलं तर फॉल्ट एक्सेप्शन ऑकर होईल, राईट? सो थंब इन्स्ट्रक्शन मधून तुम्हाला जर आर्म स्टेट मध्ये म्हणजे 32 बिट स्टेट मध्ये जायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला हा 0 क्लिअर करावा लागेल. 0 केला तर काय होईल? फॉल्ट एक्सेप्शन होईल. सो यू कॅन एक्झिक्यूट सर्टन थिंग्स असोसिएटेड विथ दॅट फॉल्ट exception, right? After that, exception number. Now we have number of exceptions, right? Those exceptions are like these exceptions are around 256 exceptions are there, right? So what is this 200 exceptions? 256 exceptions. So those 8 bits are required to indicate which exception is occurred. Suppose some exception is occurred, right? So for example, if I go back, if I tell you where we have studied these exceptions, not here. Yeah, maybe in the last lecture we have seen this. Yeah, right? So these are the exceptions. Now suppose this interrupt request 239 occurred. Interrupt request 239 is occurred. So 8-bit combination of 255 is what? It's 11111111, right? So all the bits, 8 bits of that IPSR will be set, right? So when there is no exception means 000000. Suppose first exception, that is reset, is occurred. So what would be the combination? What would be the combination? Zero 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 one, right? So accordingly, the number of exception occurred will be indicated in those bits, right? So here exception number means it will indicate which exception the processor is handling, right? So this is the significance of PSR, program status register. Then we have prime mask, fault mask, and base pry as another special function register. And I told you the significance as well, right? So they are just used to mask the interrupt. I told you what is interrupt and all that, what is masking, interrupt masking, etc. Once again, let me tell you. Suppose some task is being performed by processor and some event is occurred. That event you have set, means what? Processor is programmed to detect that event. Processor is pre-programmed to catch that event, and after occurrence of that event, certain task is to be performed, right? So occurrence of that event means interrupt. Occurrence of that event means you can say that it is interrupt is occurred. Once the interrupt is occurred, you can decide some task. You can decide some subroutine which is to be executed. You can decide some subroutine to be executed, right? That means you are handling that interrupt. Now, sometimes what happens, you are doing some task and some low priority interrupt occurred. In that case, you have to keep on doing the task which is at hand, and you have to ignore the interrupt which is occurred latest, right? So for that purpose, you have to disable that interrupt. You have to mask that interrupt. Mask means what? आता आपण मास्क घालतोय, मास्क करतोय म्हणजे काय होतं? चेहरा कव्हर करतो, बरोबर? चेहरा कव्हर करतो म्हणजे तुम्ही त्याला डिसेबल करताय, त्या इंटरप्ट वरती पडदा टाकताय, right? Masking means you are disabling that interrupt. So based on the priority, disabling of interrupt is nothing but masking. You are masking that interrupt, right? Now, how to mask the interrupt? There are three different possibilities. There are three different ways available in Cortex M3 to disable the interrupt. First way is to use pry mask. Second way, fault mask. And third way is base pry. Now, different types of exceptions we have studied, right? So every type of exception can be handled in different way. The ways are mentioned here. First is pry mask, means primary masking, right? So here we have it's a single bit register. जसे आपले बाकीचे इतर सगळे 32 बिटचे रजिस्टर्स आहेत, R0, R1, R2, so on up to R12, even R13, R14, R15, they are all 32-bit registered. Also, just now we have studied PSR. It is also a 32-bit register, but this pry mask is only 1-bit register. Pry mask is only 1-bit register. Remaining 32 bits, remaining 31 bits are unused. They are unused bits, right? So in pry mask, only 1 bit is there. That's why it is called as a 1-bit register. When it is set, it allows all the maskable interrupts, all non-maskable interrupt. म्हणजेच काय, जर आपण याला सेट केलं, ह्यातली जी सिंगल बीट आहे त्याला आपण सेट केलं, तर इट विल अलाउ ऑल द इंटरप्ट्स, नॉन मास्केबल इंटरप्ट. इट विल अलाउ all non-maskable interrupt. It will allow hard fault exception, and all other interrupt exceptions are masked. Getting the point? याच्यात एक बीट जो आहे ती जर आपण सेट केली तर त्याच्यामुळे काय होईल, सगळे नॉन मास्केबल इंटरप्ट आणि फॉल्ट एक्सेप्शन हे इनेबल होतील आणि बाकीचे सगळे उरलेले सगळे इंटरप्ट डिसेबल होतील. दे आर मास्क्ड, मीन्स फक्त NMI आणि हार्ड फॉल्ट इनेबल होतील. समजतं मी काय सांगतोय? प्राय मास्क हा सिंगल बीट रजिस्टर आहे. त्या सिंगल बीट रजिस्टर मध्ये आपण जर ती सिंगल बीट सेट केली तर नॉन मास्केबल इंटरप्ट आणि हार्ड फॉल्ट फक्त इनेबल राहतील, बाकीचे सगळे इंटरप्ट डिसेबल होतील. ठीक आहे. आणि हे जर 0 केलं, इफ वी मेक इट 0, विच मीन्स दॅट नो मास्किंग इज सेट, म्हणजे सगळेच इनेबल होतील. 0 मीन्स नो मास्किंग इज सेट. It will enable all the registers. Then we have fault mask. Fault mask is again single bit register. When it is set, it will allow only non-maskable interrupt. It will allow only non-maskable interrupt. जसं आधीच्या केसमध्ये इथं फॉल्ट एक्सेप्शनला आपण इनेबल करत होतो 1 सेट करून, तसं जर आपण इथं 1 सेट केलं तर फक्त NMI इनेबल होतील. So it is a single bit register. When this bit is set, it will only allow NMI, and all remaining interrupt, including this fault handling exception, will be disabled. आणि याच्यात पण तसंच, जर आपण हे 0 केलं, it means that no masking is set. No masking म्हणजे सगळे इनेबल राहतील, सगळे इंटरप्ट्स, सगळे एक्सेप्शन्स इनेबल राहतील. Similar to that, we have base priority, means what? Priority based interrupt masking. So this is 8-bit register actually. 8-bit register. Why it is 8-bit register? See, if I want to set some priority to the interrupts which are 256 in number, how many bits I need to set the priority? Of course, 2 raised to 8 means 256, right? So to assign priority to 256 exceptions, 256 interrupts, I must require 8-bit combination. So this 8-bit combination is provided by base pry. Base pry is 8-bit register, and based on the bit assignment in that, you can decide the priority level of that particular interrupt. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये आपण जर 11111111 असं जर सेट केलं तर सगळ्यात शेवटचा 255 नंबरचा जो इंटरप्ट असणार आहे तो हायेस्ट प्रायोरिटीला जाईल. Are you getting? That will be enabled and it will be at highest priority. So this is the significance of base pry. So I guess you understood pry mask, fault mask, base pry. Let me repeat quickly. Pry mask हा सिंगल बिट रजिस्टर आहे. ती सिंगल बिट सेट केली तर नॉन मास्केबल इंटरप्ट आणि हार्ड फॉल्ट फक्त ऍक्टिव्ह राहतील, बाकीचे सगळे डिसेबल होतील. आणि 0 केलं तर प्रश्नच संपला, सगळेच एक्सेप्शन इनेबल होतील. त्यानंतर आपल्याकडे फॉल्ट मास्क. फॉल्ट मास्क सुद्धा सिंगल बिट रजिस्टर आहे. हा सिंगल बिट सेट केला तर तो फक्त NMI अलाव करेल, म्हणजे नॉन मास्केबल इंटरप्ट अलाव करेल. बाकीचे सगळे इंटरप्ट इन्क्लुडिंग फॉल्ट एक्सेप्शन सगळे डिसेबल होतील. आणि 0 केलं तर नो डाऊट इट विल इनेबल ऑल द इंटरप्ट. बेस प्राय मध्ये प्रायोरिटी बेस्ड इंटरप्ट इनेबल केले जातात. 8-bit कॉम्बिनेशन तुम्हाला लागणार आहे कारण 256 इंटरप्ट्स आहेत. सो 8-bit कॉम्बिनेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड टू सेट द प्रायोरिटी लेवल ऑफ अ पर्टिक्युलर interrupt, right? So based on the combination you write here in a base pry, that interrupt will be enabled and it will be at highest priority, right? So this is the significance of these 3 registers. I just wanted to go to control register. तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं जो राहिलेला SFR आहे, जो राहिलेला स्पेशल रजिस्टर आहे तो आहे कंट्रोल रजिस्टर. ठीक आहे. कंट्रोल रजिस्टर मध्ये फक्त आणि फक्त 2 बिट्स असतात. द कंट्रोल रजिस्टर इज यूज टू डिफाइन द प्रिव्हिलेज लेवल ऑफ स्टॅक पॉइंटर सिलेक्शन अँड स्टॅक पॉइंटर सिलेक्शन. जसं तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं मी, स्टॅक पॉइंटर जो आहे तो 2 प्रकारचा आहे. एक आहे मेन स्टॅक पॉइंटर जो कंटिन्युअसली ऑन असतो, आणि दुसरा कोणता आहे सांगता येईल कोणाला? MSP जो आहे तो मेन स्टॅक पॉइंटर, आणि दुसरा जो आहे तो प्रोग्राम स्टॅक पॉइंटर PSP. MSP अँड PSP हे सिलेक्शन कोण करतं? तर ह्या कंट्रोल रजिस्टर मधल्या बिट्स करतात. त्याचबरोबर प्रिव्हिलेज लेवल्स ज्या आहेत ऑपरेशन मोड्स मध्ये मी सांगितलेलं तुम्हाला, 2 लेवल्स असतात. मेमरी ऍक्सेस किती पद्धतीने देता येतो? 2 पद्धतीने देता येतो. एक आहे युजर ऍक्सेस, म्हणजे फक्त कोड मेमरीला ऍक्सेस द्यायचा. 4 GB मधल्या फक्त 512 MB मेमरी म्हणजे कोड मेमरीला ऍक्सेस दिला म्हणजे दॅट इज व्हॉट कॉल्ड एज अ युजर ऍक्सेस. आणि त्यानंतर सपोज इंटरप्ट आला किंवा एक्सेप्शन आला तर त्या मेमरीचा कम्प्लीट ऍक्सेस दिला पाहिजे, म्हणजे कम्प्लीट 4 GBचा ऍक्सेस दिला पाहिजे. त्या केसमध्ये आपण त्याला म्हणतो प्रिव्हिलेज्ड ऍक्सेस. मग हे युजर ऍक्सेस द्यायचा की प्रिव्हिलेज्ड ऍक्सेस द्यायचा हे कोण डिसाइड करतं? तर कंट्रोल रजिस्टर करतो. येत्या लक्षामध्ये ह्या कंट्रोल रजिस्टर मध्ये 2च बिट्स आहेत. लेट अस सी वन बाय वन. एकाचा यूज करून आपण स्टॅक पॉइंटर सिलेक्ट करू शकतो, एकाचा यूज करून आपण प्रिव्हिलेज लेवल्स डिसाइड करू शकतो. सो दिस कंट्रोल बिट 1 means what? This bit is always 0 in handler mode. However, in thread mode, it can be either 0 or 1, right? Now let us see here. Control bit 0 and control bit 1. आता कंट्रोल बिट 1 ही जर सेट केली तर काय होईल? अल्टरनेट स्टॅक पॉइंटर इज युज्ड. अल्टरनेट स्टॅक पॉइंटर म्हणजे कुठला स्टॅक पॉइंटर असणार आहे? PSP प्रोग्राम स्टेटस प्रोग्राम स्टॅक पॉइंटर, आणि 0 असेल तर जो डिफॉल्ट स्टॅक पॉइंटर आहे तो यूज केला जाईल. तुमचा डिफॉल्ट स्टॅक पॉइंटर कुठला आहे? मेन स्टॅक पॉइंटर. बघा, जे जनरल पर्पज रजिस्टर्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये हा MSP आणि PSP दोन शॅडोड असतात असं तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं. सो ज्यावेळी आपण हे सेट करतोय त्यावेळी अल्टरनेट स्टॅक पॉइंटर म्हणजे PSP सेट करताय तुम्ही, आणि हा जर 0 असेल दॅट सिम्पली मीन्स डिफॉल्ट स्टॅक पॉइंटर इज इन यूज, राईट. MSP मेन स्टॅक पॉइंटर म्हणू शकतो आपण त्याला. ठीक आहे. आफ्टर दॅट कंट्रोल बिट 0, ही जी दुसरी बीट आहे त्याचा यूज करून आपण एकतर युजर मोड मध्ये राहू शकतो, युजर स्टेट मध्ये असू शकतो, किंवा प्रिव्हिलेज स्टेट मध्ये असू शकतो. जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं, नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन साठी तुम्हाला कंप्लीट मेमरीचा ऍक्सेस लागत नाही. 4 GB पैकी फक्त तुम्हाला कोड मेमरी जी 512 MB ची आहे त्याचा ऍक्सेस भेटला तरी सफिशियंट असतो. सो when you make it 1, only user state access is given, means access to the code memory is given. When you make it 0, it will be in a privileged state. Complete memory access, complete access to 4 GB is given to you, so you can execute any interrupt, any exception, etc. Right. So this is the significance of control register. I guess it is clear. Any doubts so far? Any doubt? Well, that's great if no doubt. Well, let's move ahead to the today's part. Actually, I have decided to discuss the instruction set, and that instruction set is in a assembly language. So let's move on here onwards. Maybe today and tomorrow, maybe in the next lecture, we will discuss the same thing. So let me start at least today about the instruction set. So as I said, you have to refer this Cortex M3 datasheet, that is Cortex M3 guide, to understand this instruction set. Right. So page number 43, on page number 43, you will find this instruction set. Right. Yeah. Now let's move on to understand the assembly. What is assembly? Right. So let me tell you the basic difference between assembly language and some other high level languages. See. Assembly language is basically a low level language, and it access the internal architecture. Internal architecture means whatever internal registers are there which are treated as a temporary registers, like scratchpad registers, etc. Right. जसं असेंब्ली मध्ये आपण ऍड R0, R1 करू शकतो. म्हणजेच काय, जो त्या प्रोसेसर मध्ये इंटरनल रजिस्टर आहे त्यातला R1 मधला डेटा R0 सोबत ऍड करून त्याचे कंटेंट R0 मध्ये सेव्ह करत असतो. बट इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल विथ हाय लेवल लँग्वेजेस लाईक C++, Java, VB.NET, etc. Right. So what is the advantage? What is the advantage? You can access each and every part of that processor architecture. So all the internal features can be accessed by using assembly language, and that's why we study the assembly language. Right. So of course the programming of any processor or controller is easy in high level languages like C. Then Peak, for Peak we have another. In embedded C you might have studied. So programming in high level languages is very easy, but To understand the internal architecture, the assembly knowledge of assembly language is important, and that's why in your syllabus, uh, 8051 with those 111 instructions are being taught to you, right? In peak microcontrollers, those 35 instructions, peak instructions have been taught to you, right? In last semester you might have studied this maybe ARM LPC 2148. In which language you have studied that? Which programming language you have studied for that? For LPC 2148, which programming language, whether C or assembly? Which programming language you have studied, whether C or this assembly language? Okay, let it be. So let us focus on assembly language, basic syntax, which is mentioned here. You can observe this label. This label is optional. Means what? If you want to jump from one point from program to. So if you want to keep a call to some other location on a program, you have to execute the label, right? So label is optional. If you mention those opcode and operand directly, then it is quite possible to perform certain tasks. Next, we have opcode. Opcode means what? You are deciding, you are defining the action here, right? So this opcode will simply indicate what action is going to be performed on operand. Opcode means what action going to be performed on the operand just going to be mentioned next, right? After that we have operand 1, operand 2, and more precisely it is written so on. Let me tell you, in 8051 or in a peak microcontroller, you might have seen the instruction with only 2 operands. But here in Cortex M3, you may find multiple operands to be mentioned in same instruction. I will tell you the significance of this. But before that, let me tell you, when the operation is performed, means what? If the action, whatever is mentioned in that opcode, if it is performed, the end result will be stored in a operand 1. So very first is the destination. Operand 1, almost all the time, this operand 1 will be the destination of end result. Next we have operand 2. So this operand 2 will hold one of the variable. Operand 1 will hold one of the variable. And if you execute this opcode, the operation between operand 2 and operand 1 will be executed, and end result will be stored in operand 1. Now why it is dot 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 means so on? Because you can use multiple operands. Like what I can see here is opcode operand 1, operand 2, operand 3. That means operation between operand 2 and operand 3 will happen, and end result will go to operand 1. Keep it in mind, there could be multiple operands, but first operand is nothing but destination. It will hold the result, right? So some of the examples given here: move R0, comma, immediate data 12. So this is what happening here. Whatever contents means immediate data 10, it is going to be stored on R0. This is what called as a set R0, right? It is hexadecimal number. It will go to R0. Next one is move R1. And here we have this character ASCII code. Whatever ASCII code character is there, it will go to R1 register, right? So this is basic assembly syntax, right? Then significance of suffix that we will discuss in the next lecture. I guess it's 12, so we can stop. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we will stop here. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, you are allowed to leave the meeting. You can leave the meeting.